Previously, on The Gloves Are Off.
You cannot box, so I hope you try and box me. No, you try and box me like Roy's got you boxing. Please do.
Liam, he said you're just another piece of meat to cook.
To saute.
To saute?
Fry filet mignon style.
The referee stopped it, and it is out of bedlam inside the ring. That was utterly extraordinary.
There's so many questions to be answered. This rivalry is far from over. Liam Smith, Chris Eubank Jr. Welcome to The Gloves Are Off. Welcome, boys. Liam, does it feel like the A-side now?
No, that's something people are bothered about. That's irrelevant to me. Whether it was the B-side or the A-side, I was just confident I was going to win the fight anyway, so it didn't really matter what side I was.
How does it feel to have proved so many people wrong?
Good to just prove Chris wrong. Good to just, ram the words down his throat a little bit, what he said I couldn't do. That was just the most satisfying thing for me.
Have you enjoyed having the last laugh?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I always knew this was coming too, so I'll enjoy it to a certain extent, but I've still got a job to do now.
Chris, everybody knows defeat's a bitter pill to swallow. How's it feel?
It's part of the game. It's part of growing as a fighter. Nobody's perfect. And now we get to do it again to make sure that we really know who the better fighter is. There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. What happens when these two men get into a dogfight and they're trading?
Is that what you're going to have with me this time?
No flash knockdowns, no jabbing competitions. What happens when it gets saucy, He likes the sauce, I like the sauce too.
You're going to come for a fight this time?
Well, who knows? I mean, I don't actually need to.
You do?
The game plan, the game plan worked perfectly before.
Because you that deluded. You think you dominated that fight? Are you really that deluded?
You got outpointed, you got out jabbed, you got out punched.
Stopped you and dropped you twice
for the first three rounds.
And dropped you and stopped you.
Okay, and then the fourth round.
I dropped you and stopped you.
Out of nowhere.
A flash.
A miracle occurs,
Do you know what a flash knockdown is, Chris?
Tell me.
What's a flash knockdown in your book? Flash knockdown is down and back up, like an off-balance flash knockdown.
Down and back up, yeah.
You don't go down, back up, and then fall all around the ring.
I got back up.
And you fell all around the ring. There was nothing flash about it.
It was a flash knockdown. It was quick. Regardless of whether I was hurt or buzzed, it was a flash knockdown.
Chris, are you struggling to accept defeat?
No, I'm not struggling to accept defeat. You go on my box, right? You go on my record. It's Liam Smith 1, Chris Eubank Jr. 0. There's nothing to struggle about. It's there.
So what I see now is no sunglasses, no fast food gimmicks.
Well, the games haven't begun yet. I'm not wearing sunglasses, but I'm not a different guy. There's no. I've never played a part. I've never been an act. And because he has a win over me, I'm not going to just suddenly become a different guy. I didn't pull it off in the first fight. I have to pull it off in this fight. If I don't, like I told him before, hat comes off, you are the better man. As of right now, I don't believe he is.
We thought...
But I am, though, aren't I? As of right now, I am.
I don't believe you are.
I am, though.
We thought your chin was unbreakable.
And I told you it wasn't, Johnny. I sat at this table and I sat at every interview and told you it wasn't. I did, didn't I, Chris?
Liam, it's clear Chris believes the fight should have carried on. What's your take on that?
Look, again, I think, he's a fighter. His game, he'll have, he's going to think that, but I think he's probably the only man in that arena who watched that fight who believes that.
In most people's eyes, they believe the fight was stopped correctly. Timing was right.
You say most people, there's no way to really quantify if what you just said is true. I know for a fact that I've seen a lot of people say that the fight should have continued. You should have been given more of a chance to keep going. And if a man is up immediately, begging for the fight to continue, regardless of whether he's in the wrong or in the right, as a professional, as a man who's had 35 fights, let me do what I need to do. Let me take that. Don't take that away from me. That's what I've trained my whole life for.
What he said was it was a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
Absolutely.
Which one was the once-in-a-lifetime? The once-in-a-lifetime elbow? Was it the once-in-a-lifetime first right hand? Was it the left uppercut, or was it the left hook that put him over?
Let's talk
Which one
about
was
the
it?
elbow, because everyone wants to. You kind of dodged it and smiled about it and joked about it, and it's not funny actually, but
This is a good question.
Let's hear from the man of the moment.
Do you think I'm that good? I can throw an elbow in a 9-punch combination.
I think you're that sneaky. I think you're that crafty of an old fox.
That's a compliment.
I think
I'll
this
take
guy
that.
was in the
So you
gym
need to
each and every
beware.
day. All right, we're gonna do the 1, 2, and then we're gonna just bring that little puppy right
Oh.
across. You can see the shot.
Shall we have it
He doesn't
properly?
even.
You
He doesn't
wrist
even.
it, yeah?
He doesn't even
You
try
wrist
and.
it,
He doesn't
yeah?
even really try and turn the punch
wrist it,
over.
yeah?
Just the straight.
Shall we ignore the right
and
hand that
immediately,
landed before it?
immediately, the eye bulges up.
Didn't it?
And I said it to him in the press conference. I've taken big shots from big guys who hit way harder than him. And
couldn't put
with
you
a
on your back, though.
punch, it's a flash of white, and then I'm right back. When that elbow hit, it went dark. And this is not like this is not a fantasy. This is not a story, because I've never been down in
Why
my
didn't you
career.
go down off the elbow, Chris?
I've never been down in my career. So how is it that the first time I go down, it's after I receive an illegal blow?
Why didn't you go down off the elbow?
Because I'm a soldier.
But the elbow done nothing to you.
No,
We're in the elbow, but you can keep playing on the
the
elbow.
elbow blackened.
Your wrist hit you.
The elbow landed. You followed up with some great shots, some pinpoint shots. Take that. That's a compliment. You did it.
I'm taking it all as a compliment.
I've been all
Chris.
over the world: Cuba, America, South Africa, Europe. No one's ever had me go down.
I've got to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Are you making excuses?
I just told you it's not an excuse. I'm giving him his credit. I watched the replay back. I was like, this guy. I was impressed that he was able to pull off what he did. There's no excuses.
I tell you why I'm asking the question. Because when you left the dressing room, we all saw you walking in. There was something different. That swagger. There was something different. Even your approach to the ring, there was just something different. You didn't look your usual self coming into the ring. This is why I'm asking the question. I'm asking from my personal point of view. And so, am I saying things? Did I get something wrong? Or had something happened? Or had your mindset changed walking into the ring?
Was I maybe a little bit too relaxed? Did I underestimate this man a little bit? Maybe. I didn't feel different. I didn't. Nothing bad happened to me in the lead up to the fight. It was a tough weight cut, and I cut weight a certain way, which I've never done before, which I'm never going to do again.
Can I ask a question?
But again, these are not. I'm not going to put that to. That's why I lost.
So did you overlook me, Chris? Did you have a tough weight cut? Was it an elbow? Or did the referee stop you too soon?
There's no excuses. There's no excuses. I just
So
have
the
to win the
better man won.
rematch. But
So the better man won.
when a man celebrates the way he celebrated, there's hugging and crying and oh my God, he was not expecting for that to happen. When I beat him up on the rematch, you're not even going to really see me smile.
And you can't beat me
No,
like how I
that's
beat
just
you.
how I am.
You can't beat me
I
how I beat you.
I don't
It's
jump for
impossible.
joy because it's not a miracle. They couldn't believe it.
Chris,
They were in shock.
told you the point.
That's how I know he doesn't really believe he's a better fighter than me.
Did you sense fear?
Yes.
Explain when.
I just
Did you sense?
I just felt it. No, no, you're taking that the wrong way, Chris. You're taking it the wrong way.
Go on, explain.
People
Explain.
think you're a scared
Explain.
man of thinking no, but you had fear, you had doubt. Well, that's what they're trying to put to you. You was not your cocky, arrogant self.
Well, that's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say I was scared of you.
Yeah, it might have been because you've been out the ring a long time.
It's not,
Do you think he swallowed it?
You can maybe look at it like that. The laugh will tell you different.
Johnny,
But
you're a special man, you, Johnny.
regardless of what I thought, everything I thought got proved right.
Chris, draw a line from it. Did you feel any fear at all the last time walking into the ring? Walked into the fight? We're just putting these things to bed.
Was you nervous, Chris?
I get it. You know, when you've been through the things I've been through, fear doesn't really come into the equation anymore. In my debut, in my first few fights, when it's uncharted territory and I'm walking to the ring, you have that fear, you have that heart pump, you know, you have that, what's going to happen? When you've been doing it for a lifetime, you become numb to that. So no, I can't say that I was fearful of Liam coming into that fight. Did I not want to get hit? Absolutely. So I was cautious in that sense. Now I don't really have the luxury of being cautious. I have to go in there and
Because it's all on our feet, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
I make no you know, I make no excuses, or you know, I'm not mistaken. I have to win.
How damaging to your ego and pride is being stopped the way you were stopped and dropped?
I watched the replay, and the exact words I said was, "I'll take that." I said, "I'll take that. I'll take that." That's exactly what I said the first time I watched it.
As in, good work?
As in, this is not me, you know, on one knee, looking up at the referee. 8, 9, 10. I can't do it. This is not me on my stool in the corner. Get me out of here, man. My eye hurts. I don't want to go back out there. I couldn't live with myself if I gave up, or I'm taking shots and I don't want any more. I couldn't live with myself. I would retire if that was the type of performance I had. But the way that it was stopped, I can accept that. I can take that.
Chris, can you conquer the demons? Will you meet fire with fire?
1,000,000%.
Will you retire if you lose to him?
Next question.
This is the last opportunity to get anything you have to say off your chest now. Chris, you're back to roots, back to Vegas. Why? What's prompted that?
I hadn't really decided what I was going to do. And then I was in Vegas, you know, I'm training at a top-ranked gym, I'm training in all these gyms. Yeah, and one day I walk into the gym, you know, you got Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Terence Crawford, Andre Ward, they're all in the gym. I'm looking around like,
You all can't help.
why would I train anywhere else? You know, it doesn't really make sense. This is the energy that it brings, being around guys like that and having guys that are, you know, trying to achieve the same things you're achieving at the top of the sport. You know, that it brings you up. Even though you're not training with them or sparring with them, just being around that atmosphere brings it up.
Tell me about those early days. You know, those early days doing that exact same thing.
Yeah,
taking
that's what it
yourself
was.
there. That's it.
Going into these tough gyms, learning, watching. You know, that's what built the foundation of what I am now. So I guess you could say I've come full circle. I'm going back to my roots. This is a much more serious occasion for me than it was the first time. The first time I wasn't worried. You know, when you have a loss, there are reasons why you lost. You know, so you can't really keep doing the exact same thing. You have to make some changes. You can't just go back and do the exact same thing.
Are we going to see that fire, aggression, that engine?
You're going to have to. You know, you're going to have to. Again, I won't be able to live with myself if I don't right this wrong. I've never been in this situation before where I'm fighting a man who's got a win over me. It's a different type of pressure. Huge. I didn't have too much pressure on me in the last fight. Now I have an abundance of pressure, but it's okay. I've had pressure on me my entire career. All fighters have pressure, but I thrive under that. And
The
I'm
answer to
looking
this
forward to it.
question will haunt you. Is your career on the line?
Is it on the line? I mean, to be honest, it's on the line. It's on the line every time you step in the ring. But for this fight in particular, there's definitely more on the line, for sure.
Remember the last time you were a piece of meat?
Yeah,
You
of course.
sautéed.
But like I said, that's why we're not getting that now. I don't need Shakur Stevenson. I don't need Devin Haney. I don't need.
I don't need them either. That was just a reasoning as to why I've changed camps. I saw what was going on in Vegas, and I thought, you know what?
I don't need to change a thing.
I want to be around this.
Paul, I can have Stephen, I can have Callum, I can have Joseph, I can have Declan, and it's good enough for me. I don't need no Vegas trips. I don't need no celebrities. I need what I needed last time, and it was good enough.
Can you be as good again?
Definitely. I can be better, and I will be better.
Chris, are you caught between styles because you have an amazing engine?
You did have an amazing engine.
So are you caught in
I don't
between
have an
styles?
amazing engine anymore, no? Okay. Well, this is a line that he liked to use.
No, but I'm asking you, are you caught between styles?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is a line that he used in the last fight. Caught between styles. I have different bases covered. You know, I can box, I can fight, I can dance, I can move, I can attack. I said this before. I feel like he only has one style of boxing. I have many.
It was good enough the first time.
Yeah, well, hey, listen. Nobody's saying it wasn't. I'm just saying, in terms of how we are as fighters, I have a lot more, routes I can take. I'm not stuck between styles. I choose the style which is most beneficial for the man in front of me.
Will you meet fire with fire?
1,000,000%. You don't have to ask me that question. You know the answer, and so does Chris. I don't need to be asked that question.
That's a done deal. That's guaranteed.
I always meet fire with fire. You know me. I never back down from a shootout. That's for sure. The opportunities are endless with this fight. Do I need to actually change what I did? I don't really believe I do. But, at the same time, I can't afford to give this guy any chances this time. I gave him openings, and he took advantage of it in the fourth round. I can't be that careless in this fight. I understand that.
Has this made you question your punch resistance?
No.
Has it gone?
No. You can't, like I said, if you fight for long enough, eventually something's going to happen. It happened to me. It happens to everybody. He's been hurt before. It doesn't mean that he can't take a shot. It just means that sometimes you get caught.
Can you take your shots this time around?
It's not about can I. I've proven what I can and can't do. Again, I'm not going in there to put my chin out and let him hit me in the face. My objective, as it should be for every boxer, is to hit and not get hit. So when he's saying, you were scared and you were worried about, it's not that I'm scared. I'm doing my job. I don't want this guy touching my face. I'm a good-looking young man. I need to keep these going because after I retire, this is all I've got.
You've never ever been found wanting for your chin, Chris. You've always been able to compete at a high level because you're fit, you're durable, and you've got a great chin. Now that is questionable.
Well, it's not questionable. It's one fight.
Once it happens again.
We'll find out.
Chris, can you conquer the demons?
I'm here. I'm sitting in front of this man again. So I'm already doing that.
I can't press you on this one. What's your call? How do you see this fight going? We need a prediction.
You need, what you need is not my concern. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do everything I can to secure the victory within the rules of boxing.
What do you mean by that?
You know exactly what I mean by that.
I'm playing with you.
Within the rules of boxing, I will do everything I need to do to secure the victory. Whether I stop him, whether I outpoint him, whether I outbox him, whether I outbrawl him, I will do everything I can. And he will be the same. And that's why it's going to be so exciting, because you have two fighters who are going to put it all on the line. We don't back down. We don't shy away from a fight. We are both game. Some guys are not game. They like to front and talk like they are, but when the going gets tough, how can I get out of here? I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a way in. Show me what you got.
Will you retire if you lose to him?
Next question.
It's not even a consideration. Will he retire?
No, I said before, the first time, no. Chris being Chris, no, he won't. He won't retire. But like I said, we sat here last time, he said he's got 5 years left in the sport, so no, he won't retire.
Wham's fight night, Liam.
Again, we'll see how Chris plays this one out, but it's a Liam Smith win again, and you know, I'm confident I can do the exact same to Chris.
Where'd you go next?
I'm not worried about next. I'm not worried about who and where and what and when. I'm worried about this guy right here.
On September 2nd, does this rivalry end?
Ends. No more Smith Eubank.
This is the last opportunity to get anything you have to say off your chest now. What's the last message? Liam.
Enjoy your camp, Chris, with all your superstars. This could be your last one.
That's a good one. I like that.
Chris?
I've never been in this situation before, so I'm excited to see how I react to it. If you go by my past, you'll see that I don't crumble under the pressure. You know, when the going gets tough, when everything's on the line, I pull it out of the bag, and I have no choice but to do that in this fight.
There's always respect after battle. Time for a handshake. We getting one?
Do you want a handshake, Chris?
Do I want a handshake? No. Will I
I'm
shake
not gonna
your
put
hand?
my hands out like what you've done to Gary Sullivan.
No,
I'm not-
I would.
I'm not-
Listen,
I'm not.
you're not those other guys. You're not a low life. I'll shake your hand. Okay.
Boys, this is a rematch I can't wait for. Let's do it.